So, you want to be more disciplined, but keep saying things like, I wish I was better at this. I should really start doing that. And you know what's wild? Those two words, wish and should, might be the biggest reason why you haven't changed yet. Because they sound like progress, but they're actually back pocket excuses, as I call them, or permission slips. Permission to delay, permission to stay the same. Today, I want to show you one simple shift that turns vague motivations into real momentum by changing how you define yourself. Think of a successful person. What traits come to mind? Maybe determined, consistent, confident, friendly, driven. Now here's the real question. Do the traits you admire in them match the traits that you live? And listen, this isn't about shame. This is about clarity. Because most of us aren't failing due to lack of potential. We're stuck because we've been speaking in a way that keeps us stuck. So here's what I've noticed. It's easy to create a wish list version of ourselves. I wish I was on time. I should be more consistent. I wish I didn't procrastinate. But wish and should are slippery. They keep the goals soft. They keep the commitment optional. They leave the back door cracked open for excuses. Because if you wish, you don't have to commit. And if you should, you don't have to act today. You can stay in that fuzzy middle area where you feel like you're growing, but actually nothing really changes. So here's the shift. Stop describing the person you want to be like it's a hope, but instead start defining the person you want to be like it's the truth. Not the truth of who you've been, but the truth of who you're choosing to become. This is important. You're not just setting goals, you're setting an identity, a new identity for you. An identity creates behavior. Here are a couple of examples. Instead of saying, I wish I could be on time, but I always run into traffic, say, I'm someone who values time. I show up 10 to 15 minutes early. Instead of saying, I've always been horrible at keeping in touch. It's always my friends who reach out to me. Say, communication is something I'm known for. I enjoy staying connected with people. Notice what changed? No wiggle room, no escape hatch, no but. Let me make this real with a personal example. At a previous job, I was the guy who could never turn down free food, right? I wasn't massively overweight, but for my stature, I could have easily lost 5 to 8 pounds. And I also had this habit where I started wearing baggier clothes to hide things. And I justified by just saying, I'm just comfortable. Now, does that kind of sound familiar to a lot of you? Then I started a new job. And I decided to redefine myself, redefine who I am. Not with a giant transformation overnight, but with small choices that matched a new identity. So instead of reaching for donuts, I'd go straight to the fruit and veggie trays. And here's the crazy part. People started calling me the healthy guy. They'd say things like, man, I wish I had your self-control. Then it changed into how I dressed. Instead of baggy shirts or leaving button-up shirts untucked, I started dressing sharper, tucking my shirts in, sleeves down, a cleaner, sharper look. And then I started hearing, you always dress so sharp. Now those comments weren't the reason I changed, but they became proof that what I was doing was working. Proof that when you redefine yourself and act accordingly, people are going to notice. And even more importantly, you notice. Here's the key line. Define yourself without the wiggle room that you've always given yourself, and then prove it with action. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent enough that your new identity becomes believable. First to you, then to everyone else. At first, it'll feel uncomfortable because it's new. But soon your comfort zone will expand. And what used to feel hard becomes your new normal. So here's what I want you to do right now. Pick 3 new ways you want to define yourself. These aren't goals, these are definitions. Here's some examples. I'm someone who keeps my word. I'm someone who shows up early. I'm someone who takes care of my health. I'm someone who follows through. I'm someone who communicates with intention. Write 3, and then ask yourself, what would someone like that do today? Then do those things immediately. Small, simple, undeniable. Because change isn't just something you chase. It's something you claim. Drop your 3 new definitions in the comments below. I'd love to see them. And if you want more videos like this, practical mindset shifts that create real change, just subscribe. And I'll see you next time.